Hello, welcome back to Breeze Gaming. Today we're going to be looking at a tutorial for a number guesser game within Python. So right now I'm inside of Jupyter Notebook and I have the code pulled up for the number guesser. This is the entire code for the game. However, I'm going to be breaking it down into three different sections: import modules, create variables, and setting the range function in the guess loop. So the goal of this game is to guess a number value between a set range, and you will be setting that range within this range function and guess loop down here. So the first thing we'll do is we'll go and we'll import the random module. So that's the only module you'll need for this one, is the random module, and random is very good. The random module is very good to use in different games that involve randomization or probability. Next, we'll be creating our variables. So in this one, there's only two. So we will have our guesses taken variable, which starts at 0 and goes up as we continue to guess the number. And then the next variable will be the number selected variable. And this variable right here is the one that is utilizing the random module. So we have random and rand int or random integer, and it's from a set number to another set number. So this tutorial I'll just do from 1 to 10. So this includes both 1 and 10, and you can set that to whatever you like, depending on what range you want. So those are two variables. Next we'll be hopping down to setting the range function in the guess loop. So we'll start for guesses taken, which is the variable we just created, that's at 0. That's in range 5. So this range function right here, this essentially is the number of guesses you have, the number of attempts you have before you lose the game to guess the number. You can set this however you want. I just set this for 5. So in other words, I will have 5 attempts to guess the number before I lose. So for this loop right here, every time you take a guess, I'm just going to put enter guess, and then below this we'll put the input. So guess, and then guess equals input. So this essentially allows us to input a guess into the game, and the game will read it and determine whether that guess is correct or not. And of course, we want this guess to be an integer because it will not function as a string. So we make sure the guess is in integer format, and now we go into the guess loop. So if the guess is less than the number selected by the random module, which remember I've set from 1 to 10, if it's less than that, or if the guess is greater than the number selected, then we're going to print something along the lines of wrong or incorrect or try again, whatever you would like. And then it's going to go back up to start the loop again to ask for another input. However, if the guess equals the number selected, we're going to break, and we're going to jump out of this loop, and we are going to go onto the next section, which this occurs. We move on to this section either if I run out of attempts, so in this case I have 5 attempts, that's what I set the range function as. So if I use up my 5 attempts, it moves on. Or if I guess the number correctly before that 5 attempts is up, or on the 5th attempt, it will break. That will break the loop, and I'll move on to this section. So if my guess equals the number selected by the random module, then first we're going to take the guesses taken variable, and we're going to convert it to a string, and then we're going to +1 it. And we want to make sure it's a string because if it is still in integer format, then we won't be able to input the guesses taken variable with inside of a string. So I'm going to say number. I'm going to say number guessed in, we're going to insert our guesses taken variable. So the errors. There we go, that's better. The number guessed in, and we're going to insert the number the guesses taken variable. However many teachers from 1 to however we set the range, whatever we set the range function as. So n attempts. And then that'll output if we guess the number correctly before the number of attempts are up. However, if the guess does not equal the number selected by the random module, then first we're going to convert the number selected so we can display it inside of a string. We are going to make sure the number selected is in string format so it can be readable inside of a string. And we're going to print as a string something like the number selected was, and insert number selected, whatever the number selected variable was, determined by the random module, and then and then boom, there you have it. So to make sure that we did the code correctly, I'm going to control and /, and then we're going to go through all of our cells to make sure there's no errors. Let's see, let me see, 3, 4, and 5. So I was incorrect on all 5 of those. The number selected was 6. So it looks like our code is working well. And there you have it. This is the number guessed within Python. And I definitely really like the random function. I'll definitely be implementing that into games I make using Python. But overall, this is the number guesser Python tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you learned something. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Breeze Gaming.